Hey, it's Bless on Mike. I'm finally got with Nathan Forrest Winters here, and we're gonna go with this and start talking about what the show's about tonight. And just for you all know, we are under bad storms right here where I live, and if it goes black, that means that we just lost electric or something. But if we do, Nathan and me will get back together to finish or continue or whatever happens. Okay. How's it going, Nathan?
Going pretty good.
I just want to tell you I appreciate you doing this, and I hope after all said and done that we can maybe help some other people out that might have gone through what you went through.
Yeah, me as well. Yeah, I completely agree. That's the main goal for any of this really is to educate and hopefully prevent anyone else from having to go through it. Sorry, it's my goddaughter.
Oh, okay. If you can, hi. If you can, go ahead and put it on your wall. That way, people that know you can get to it easier. Okay.
Okay.
Because if you just go to my page, you'll be able to see where I'm live, and then you just share it. You stay safe too, Nathan.
Okay, so you want me to post this online right now?
Yeah, just go ahead and share the video. Can you see us live there? You just push share, and it'll go on your wall. That way, people that are your friends can go and watch it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Screen in red. Yeah, we just gotta watch for warning. A watch or warning. It's a warning. That's what they said.
So let's see. Just give me a second here.
No problem. Take your time, man. We're all good.
It was just got a watch on my phone, but Mom just said it was ended up being a warning for warning hunting. The ring going tornadoes. No, the watch is just it
Frankie said it's just a watch. He said there wasn't a warning yet.
Oh, there's not a warning.
No, he said it's a watch.
There's
Frankie
a watch
just
right
said.
now. The warning is the worst one is actually when there's, they actually seen a funnel cloud or something.
Did you find this on there?
They do the warnings.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get
Frankie
started
Spencer
then.
Just said it was a warning. Watch right now.
Okay.
We're about
to get light show. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, just come on up, baby.
My wife was just telling my daughter to come up to the house where it was safer here than her trailer. So,
I see.
Yeah. So, anyway, we'll get started with this and we'll see how far we can get and everything.
Okay.
Go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody real quick.
Nathan Forrest Winters, former child actor in Clown House and in the basement.
And let's get into how did this all start? How did this all start when you were 6?
When I was 6, a girlfriend of my mother's daughter went to this daycare center, and that's where Victor worked. He was working on a production, a self-produced film called Gold at the time, and needed somebody to make props for him. And my mom was extremely talented with her hands and crafty, and so her girlfriend recommended her, and that's how we were introduced to Victor.
Oh, I see. And how did it end up being? How did you end up getting tied in with Victor? I mean, how did that all work?
It started slowly. Basically, my mom started helping him out making props for the movie. So he'd come to the house and look at them or pick them up or whatever. And he was always real friendly with me and my younger brother. And, he spent the better part of a year grooming me and my parents, developing the trust to where he could take me for the weekend, or he could come and offer, oh, you guys are having a rough time, let me watch Nathan for you kind of thing. And so, I mean, it was very calculated and a long process, as is with most pedophiles.
Now, explain to people what grooming is.
Grooming is just that it's developing a relationship with the family, because parents aren't just going to let their kid go off with some guy that they just met and stay the night or be babysat or any of those things without some sort of trust developed. And children aren't going to allow this grown adult to touch them in that sort of way, without love and trust. Mm-hmm. Which is really is the most damaging things to the children, is the fact that it is their love and their trust for this person that is used against them eventually. So grooming is developing a relationship, preparing them for the acts that they're going to do. Because once they have the trust and the love of the child, they can pretty much go to do anything, keep the secret for, it's not like he threatened to kill my parents or something if I ever told. It wasn't like that. It was more like, if your parents find out or you tell your parents, we're not going to be able to, I won't be able to see you anymore, kind of thing. And coming from an abusive family, my stepdad was abusive and I didn't have a relationship with him, which made me a very like a textbook target in a lot of ways. And so I didn't want to lose. Victor made me feel special. I loved him. And I didn't know what was wrong. As a child, I had no idea that was wrong. And so that's grooming is essentially it's preparing the child for the parents, so they can get in.
We have a comment here. William J. Benzani said, "God bless you for talking about this. May God lift you up and praise His name." He also said, "Hollywood is full of these evildoers."
Yes, sir. Thank you for your support.
Again, I'm talking to Nathan Forrest Winters, and we're talking about his trauma that he was dealt at the hands of Victor Salva, who went on to do Powder, Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2, and now Jeepers Creepers 3. So, if anybody has any questions, comments, put them in the thing, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. So you're 6 at this time, right?
Yes.
And did it just not come up with your mom? I know you said your dad was your stepdad.
There's really no sign of it at that point. They just thought he was.
No, I mean
he was right up front with them about being homosexual. He told them that right away, and my mom's very trusting. She's just one of those people that sees the good in everyone. Mm-hmm. And my dad wasn't around very much. He owned his own business and was going to work, 80 hours a week. And so he wasn't really around very much.
But what I mean, I understand that, but what I mean is, did your parents not really teach you wrong from right when it comes to how adults are supposed to act with children?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure to some degree that conversation was broached, but it wasn't something that didn't really start until later. Honestly, it was because I remember the time when that it was like a big thing where all of a sudden they're teaching kids, touching is wrong and to talk about it. And it was similar right around the time of Scare, I remember, where they were having these, at least at schools, teaching kids about drug use and teaching them about inappropriate touching and things like that. It was more after the abuse had started.
I see. Okay.
I was born in '75, and it wasn't a huge topic at that time. Honestly, it's just become. There's more awareness now in the last 20 years than there has been in the last 60. So
you're 6 years old. your mom's allowed this man to take you and do things with you. I'm not talking about sexually. I'm not talking about sexually.
No, he would say, "Oh, let me take Nathan. We'll go to the park, or I'll go take him to go see a movie." He always took me to go see movies. And my parents would be like, "Okay, yeah, we need a break, sure." And so he was like a trusted friend at that point.
So, you were looking for somebody who could replace the father that you really didn't have in your life at the time.
Right. Just a positive older male role model, yeah. Somebody that was, a father figure and made me feel special, And Victor was definitely that.
So, how did the abuse start?
It was gradual. It was like, a lot of comments. He'd take me to go see a movie. There'd be like sexual innuendos in the movie, and he would explain them to me and ask me how that felt. And I remember the first night that he actually physically touched me was we were watching Jungle Book, the Disney cartoon, and he had two bandanas, and he said that he would make me a loincloth, just like the one that Mowgli was wearing.
Mm-hmm.
And so he had me get dressed and tied these two bandanas together around my waist and underneath my crotch, and that was the first night that it became physical.
I see. And that night, so that first night, was it a whole lot, or was it just a little bit?
No. Yeah, it was just I think they know where their lines are drawn. I mean, they're masters at it. It's something that it's like any other skill someone might hone, and basically he knew where my limits would be,
mm-hmm.
and how uncomfortable he was making me, and then so he would back off and reassure me in other ways, or a lot of times it'd be distraction. Like if he could tell that I was uncomfortable and he was going too far, he would focus my attention in another direction, take my mind off of what he was doing.
We have some more comments. Again, I'm talking to Nathan Forrest Winters, who was sexually molested by Victor Salva at the age of 6. Victor went on to be famous for doing Powder and Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2, and now Jeepers Creepers 3. Couple questions here. William J. Benzanoy says, do you forgive him for what he's done?
I do.
Okay.
I won't forget. I won't. I made a promise to Victor when I was 12 years old, and he was just arrested, or he had just been convicted. And I wrote a letter to him. And in that letter, and I didn't know about this until years later, probably 8-9 years later, I was looking through some of the paperwork that I just gotten from my lawyer, and there was this letter in there that I wrote him when I was 12 that said that I did forgive him, and that if ever in a time where he was trying to do this again to another child, that I would be there to stop him every time. And I will continue to do that. I will continue to do everything I can to prevent him from having any more victims.
William asked, have you ever watched any of his movies?
No.
Okay, and then Tony. So we're at the point where the first incident happens. How did it progress from there?
Honestly, I'm not 100% sure.